What do you think results in the failure of 30% of the digital business initiatives? Bad customer experience. If you fail to provide a top CX, top customer experience, your agency is bound to fall and fail. Demand for better personalization, foolproof guidance, seamless processes is on the rise. If you are on top of all these things, your CX will be the best differentiator in the market. Hi, it's Afan Manzoor from Globitel coming to you from Lahore, Pakistan. And at Globitel, we are here to help you design your digital agency to deliver better. If you are a new digital agency owner here, hit the subscribe button as we come to you every Monday with the videos focused on building a better digital agency. In this video, we will learn how to measure customer experience success, and we will also go through top 5 customer experience metrics. To deliver seamless customer experience, it's crucial to measure and optimize customer journey metrics. Only then you are able to discover the overlooked touchpoints and better understand how to elevate customer journey. So here are 5 CX metrics that will help you measure where you stand in the market in terms of CX. The first one is intent. The intent of the prospect measures why he or she has visited a certain page on your website or called you for information. This helps gain insight into what your audience's needs are, what are they looking for when they have visited a certain page on a website. It helps you gain insight into what information they are looking for, when they are looking for, why they are looking for. This information also shows you and allows you to improve and develop new products and services. So there is an overall there are two kinds of intents. One is informational intent and the other is the transactional intent. This shows if the person who has visited your website is looking for an information or have they gone on your website with an intent of buying something. So one way businesses are measuring this intent is by use of analytics. This is a small code that is being installed in the backend of the website, which tracks all this data. This helps find out how many people have visited a certain page, if the proper uh, call to action that you have integrated in that page is being used or not. If the abandon rate on that page is high, means that something is wrong. Maybe the page is not loading well. Maybe that is not optimized for mobile. Maybe if they called you for some information and the information was not provided at that instance, means that the person who is designated to perform that is not well equipped. And other way how they can measure the intent could be by the use of the surveys, pop-up questions on the website. These could be some open-ended questions as well as some MCQs on the survey. So this allows you to let you know what is the intent of the user who is visiting your website and who is like what is the intent behind their visit. So intent helps you measure that. Customer satisfaction measures how satisfied the customer is with the product or the services delivered by a company. In 2019, a survey was conducted where 81% of the marketing managers who were responsible for delivering customer experience believe that their company will compete just on the basis of customer experience strategies. However, barely 21% of them believe that their customer experience is being exceeded by the customer expectations. Especially during this digital age where consumer has lot of options and choices to choose from and there are very uh, split second decisions are being made, it is vital that companies strive on the strategy of satisfying their customer. So customer experience and the customer loyalty breeds customer satisfaction. To gauge customer experience, a question can be asked: how satisfied are they with when they are using our services or products? This could be asked on a scale of 1 to 10. Asking these questions open up the ground for the improvement of the loyalty. And then further digging with the follow-up questions on how we can improve your experience, or how we can actually what we can do in order to deliver you services that you are expecting. A further feedback is being given, and that feedback will also allow you to improve your strategy on customer experience level. So improving the customer satisfaction, based your strategies on improving customer satisfaction, uh, will result in a positive experience. The third one is Net Promoter Score, or also known as NPS. The Net Promoter Score gauges the clients or customers' satisfaction and the perception of the brand. This metric helps business gain insight into loyalty in terms of their relationship with the customer. How agencies or businesses are using this Net Promoter Score is that they send out this survey that asks them if they would recommend their services to their friends and their peers. And the answers are rated between 0 to 10. So 0 being the lowest and the 10 being the highest. And these, based on the scores that their clients are giving, they are being segmentized in the three sections. The first one is called detractors. If the person or a client or has scored is from 0 to 6, they are being called detractors. Detractor means that they are not happy with the services, and they would not recommend our services to anyone. But they can also spread a negative word of mouth, which negatively impact the brand. To people who have scored, who give score from 7 to 8, means that they are passive. They are satisfied with the services, but not to a level that they can't be swayed by the competitors. And the score from 9 to 10 means that they are promoters, and they would recommend your services to their friends and peers. NPS in overall give a very detailed insight into how well the brand is performing as far as expectations are concerned, as far as customer experience is concerned, and what is the perception of the brand in the eyes or with your clients. So NPS has actually become very famous, as it gives a complete framework on which what is working for, where the brand stands, and what is their current level of customer satisfaction and their relationship with the clients. The fourth one is Customer Effort Score, also known as CES. This also measures the customer loyalty and customer satisfaction while using your product, but it measures how easy was it for your customers and your clients to work with you. Was it easy for them to work with you, and they had a smooth experience, or do they have to work extra, or they had to put in extra effort in order to get work done from you? So companies do ask the questions like how easy or how difficult it was to use our product, and the questions like how likely are you continue using our services. So ultimately, customer wants to solve their problem and solve the issues, and hence they've come forward with you. If this metric that is giving you information that your customers are not that happy with working with you, means that they have to put in an extra effort, and they might be considering you liability for now and might switch to other users, other agencies. But on the other hand, if they are very happy with you, and they find it easy working with you, and your processes are smooth, it's easier for them to work with you. That is a good measure. That lets you know that okay, your customer has to do a minimum effort. On the other hand, if they are not happy, this means that you are putting the work that you had to do on their shoulder, and they had to do that, which shows that they are not satisfied and will not go for a long term relationship with your agency. The last CS metric to measure customer experience is customer churn. Customer churn refers to the rate at which your clients are abandoning the use of your product or service. This shows that your clients or your prospects are not satisfied with the services you are delivering, and this can be calculated by dividing the number of your clients who have left you by the clients you have retained. So this calculation of customer churn can be divided into specific time frame. For example, you can measure it in terms of monthly churn. You can measure quarterly churn. You can measure yearly churn. This gives you an idea on why you are retaining a client, and this will also give you an idea on how what you have to do in order to retain them. There must be something wrong you are doing when it comes to the service delivery. Maybe your competitors are delivering better, and the clients that you are unable to retain. So this customer churn measurement is very important, and if the rate is high, this means that you are doing something wrong, and your agency is bound to fail, and it will be difficult for them to retain the clients for a longer period of time. But if the churn rate is very low, it means that clients are happy with you've been retaining them for quite some time, and you are doing something right. Your clients are satisfied with you, that is why they are staying with you. They are going for long term relationship with you. They trust you that you are delivering what they are expecting. So customer churn is also very important, and this should be applied immediately, and I would suggest that you calculate immediately what your churn rates are for the last quarter, for last 6 months, and for the last year. Comment, like, and subscribe. Plus, if you would like more help in getting real sustainable momentum building in your digital agency, have a look at our 30-day Kickstart program. It's 100% complimentary, and I will put all the details in the comments in the description below. In the comment section, I would like to know which of these metrics are you going to apply today to measure your customer experience. That's it for now. I'll see you next week. Thank you.